on Red Bear, everyone. I don't know if you were on, but we interviewed him last week. So yeah, so it's like
and so
cool.
let me just start this one and I'll be right over. We already have audio and life is good. Blah 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 blah. Gotcha. Everything's on. Okay. He does everything.
Yes, he does.
Prop here. Okay, so guys, this is Patrick. Thank you for being here, and we are now just going to get right on our little site.
You don't lose my thing.
Your thing's right there. I promise your thing will be untouched. I know what happens when I touch a woman's thing. It's not pretty. It's like true. Okay, so let's get on. And hello, everybody. We are now on right now. Please, please, please. Yes, we are. Oh my God, it's us again. Uh, okay, good. You are on, and this is not. So we'd like to thank you guys for being here on this March 22nd, 2017. We are going to be asking you guys to respond by the chat. Hi, guys.
Hi,
Oh my God.
guys.
We
Welcome,
are.
everybody.
Oh, I got to just flip this up because you guys got to see the rest of this prop. It's so pretty.
Oh, my hair looks okay. I didn't bring my big purse.
Never mind the
Well,
ugly blonde.
we ended up in is this called upstate New York? Okay, upstate New York. And they had a cold spell come out of the clear blue sky. So, and it's actually sunny, so it's not that bad, but it's just really nippy. And I didn't feel like carrying my cold purse that has my hairbrush in it.
But
It's been a long day. So,
But what's behind us is not a prop. It is a real furnace, and we are getting cooked right now. So we are fine in the 6-degree
and
wind
this is
chill
the fun
factor.
part about the quantum road trip is we meet really cool people,
Oh, yeah.
and the universe changes our plans for us all the time, and
All
we're
the
always
time.
prepared.
Yes, we
So
are.
we were gonna do our show at Kathy's. You all know Kathy, and instead we ended up with this really cool lady, and she knows Deepak, and well, let's say that
Yes.
she knows Deepak Chopra, and she knew Wayne Dyer.
Would you please stop name
So yeah, she's pretty cool.
rising? Not name dropping in this.
Well, it's
business.
cute because I was thinking about that, and we have our spiritual celebrities just like in Hollywood, so we're like, oh my god,
But
you got to meet so and so.
so we'd like to
What
thank.
do they like?
So we'd like to thank Jane for opening up her
Yes,
house,
we would.
and
We'd like to thank her very much.
she may be willing to connect on to Rebecca's interview show and talk about the changes that are upon her now. So we will see, and
That'd be
all
fun.
of that story. Here we are again. I'm just going to do the final tech check on this because you know how guys I am, and if anybody is a trickster on my tech, please do not comment. And good. All right. So, hi. Thank you for attending this broadcast. This is called The Power of Abundance because we did the season of love, the power of abundance, and then we will be doing the wisdom, which is the mind of God. And this will be a 3-part series of love, power, and wisdom. I have learned to distill what we have into parts that will allow the people of the world to be able to relate to it because this kind of work, sometimes we're so far out there may be just a few of you brave enough to withstand the energy work that this little thing can bring through in a big way, even in Australia and the UK, because angels know where you live and it's pretty intense. Okay, so everything's working. Could you please respond in the web chat on if the sound and the lighting and the video are all good, please? And hopefully my phone will not crap out in the eventuality that it does decide to get hot again, because it's so smoking what we do. Actually, it's a GS70. Thank you, Samsung, for not exploding and allowing TSA to allow my GS70 to come on instead of the Note 7, and the Note 7 is jealous that we have a backup signal from Rebecca and on her phone because the Note 3 doesn't fail. Also, the phone call, if you guys are on the phone call, that's good. Whoa, I so raised the bar on this picture. Now you see too much of the sky. Excuse me, I got to go talk with tech and have them lower the image just a little bit.
Everyone see the beautiful angel in the background? She's to the left. She's beautiful. They said everything is fine. Phone call is good. Awesome.
That's why.
Nice angel. Yeah. This is a beautiful backdrop and it was effortless.
Effortless. You mean you didn't do anything?
Not really. I got a
That was
beamer
pretty
session.
effortless of you. Yes, I agree. Um, so guys, thank you for being here. We are here in Binghamton, New
He
York.
creates some amazing backdrop. Well, that retreat we were telling you about in Arizona, he had the guest presenter literally ascending down from heaven on these like this drapery and tapestry, and it was
Yes,
like,
it's amazing what you can do with a bar stool and a shiny cloth.
yeah, I mean it was
It's
like,
like,
and he had his seat right there where he literally is
yes,
ascending
we had the
from
bar
his.
stool behind him. He sat on a regular chair. The bar stool was behind him. He had the metallic cloth like a giant set of wings.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Very angelic, blah blah blah. So
We have our gazer here, which
I am,
everyone, if you stay tuned on Saturday, we're hopefully gonna
or
have
Sunday.
or Sunday, we're gonna have our wonderful Kathy G back with some channeling Saint Teresa and some
Um,
gazing. Which if nobody knows how that happened, oh we
um,
didn't.
why don't we'll talk about that on the day that that may happen.
Okay.
Okay. Which is the gazer person of Saint Teresa coming through. And you know, it's amazing how all of you guys of the Kartron experience, Kartron takes no prisoners and he doesn't let anybody die on his watch. So you can't escape that easy because he knows where you are at all times. He knows what you're thinking. He knows when you're asleep. Yes, one of the original voyeur groups. Um, Ascended Masters Angels, we've been watching you a long time. Oh, yeah. um, and so during this time, you guys have all been evolving so well. Kartron has been beaming so much frequency in here, and that's why Rebecca was able to show up with these photonic, angelic realms of the Holy Spirit, as well as Soleil, who was, as you know, too big to fit into the Rebecca and waylaid her for about a half a year, and she couldn't even drive because she was so spatially displaced between the paradigms of the new Earth, the current Earth, and then she was one with the giant site of the being that makes mountains look small. So she was one with that sight while driving at 70 miles an hour in, on the freeway. It was really a bit much. So, um, yes, yes, Kartron is, thank goodness, Bigfoot that Kartron knows discernment because it's like, oh my God. So, I have to make sure my phone doesn't heat up, otherwise I'll toss it into the New York weather. It's just like, um, so many times Samsung has ruined my broadcast. Remember, it was Talk Fusion before. Can you call Cartron and talk with him? Yes, you can. You talk, Elga. You have a big heart. You can talk to him in your heart. But are you talking about using Earth technology like a phone and also session and stuff like that? So just put it into the chat, everybody. And so this broadcast is the power of abundance and the introductory one of 10 episodes. And so what I have done is a very interesting thing, and I'm going to read the newsletter so that you guys can see where the thinking was along this lines, because it's like in contemplating all of this, it's just not something that comes in real simple. And you're like, okay, how am I going to create something that has been so used and words been used so much to something so new, so amazing, and a system that's never been introduced before that's going to change your life? Yeah, go ahead. Let us do that in 10 minutes. So, there's this approach that we use, which is unique. We create our own reference systems, and it is basically, as we have said to some of you before, it's going to be a within, a without, and the different directions connected with it. As you can tell, I'm stalling because I don't have my notes, and Cartron's going to fill in my blankness of my head. I swear my hair color is blonde in this moment. That was not a rhetorical question about follicle color.
Hi.
Hi. Are you toasty enough?
I love it.
Oh, yeah, 90
Are you?
degrees.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to read the broadcast statement. Abundance, such an overused word. There's 1,000 systems in the consciousness industry that tell you how to get it. Many of them are quite good at changing you, others good at collecting dust. Unless you can really take it into your being and create permanent change, it is just another philosophy gathering dust on your shelves of wisdom. So that's the thing about words. Too many of them and pollution of thought taints purity of consciousness. Our goal of the Kartron experience for this series of abundance is for you to become the very thing you seek. But to find what you seek, you must know what it is. And one, however, does not need to know the journey to seek its destination. And so this is going to have an understanding come about to it. And so in this one, we're going to introduce the introduction of the introduction. Because in these references that I create, I've never heard of them before. I do not study other people's systems on purpose. Like I don't sit there and read other conscious leader thought philosophies and stuff like that because I can tune into myself. And one of the cool things about this, when you guys get into a certain connection where you are so connected, I'm not saying that I'm more connected than you, but when you get so connected to that mind of God thing, that then your own mind comes into an alignment. And so the earth or lesser mind would be gets into an automatic state where it no longer attempts to dominate the reality because, like for instance, if you are working with a guidance system on knowing what to do next, an example is you catch the first thought, you do not do the second or the third because then the mind comes in. And so we're going to be talking about the references that we're going to be using in this abundance series for the next 12 yeah, it'll be 10 episodes, but there's going to be the Austin event in the middle of it. And that's going to be different. So we're going to advance a week on this, but it takes 10 episodes really to introduce the subject matter. What we mean by you becoming this is that if you can live it and breathe it so much that then you don't have to think about it anymore and you're connected with this thing, pretty soon you guys are going to run out of questions themselves. And there's a whole thing about the science of the question and the science of the query to the mind of God, because once you go past the realm of polarity, it's no longer a question. It is like a request for information. I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you guys right now, and we do it as quickly as possible. So there are so many systems of abundance. And then I said something almost cute. P.S. By the way, if you've named your shelves holding your collection of all the New Age systems of consciousness alphabetically after ancient scholars, time to reconsider your approach. There may be 10 million words in your way because it's the words that we use to relate that are one of the lowest forms of communication. Like right now, we're communicating energetically, and I don't even want to know what she's saying because it's like, don't go there. Um,
No, you don't. I was just thinking I can see in your shirt and I can see your left boob. That's what I was really thinking. Because you're unbuttoned on this one.
yes, but they don't have to see what my boob looks like from the
I
right
know, I
side.
just looked over and I'm like, oh.
Because if everything's all right, you gotta see what's left.
Just the left.
Now you're gonna not obsess about my left boob. That's so
I
cute.
know.
Excuse me, I'm gonna turn into a Mormon for a moment.
It's plus because I'm shorter than you. Maybe if I sit up
She's watching
straighter.
me, but so do the angels. Oh, God. Oh, yes.
There. Now I'm done
Brothers and
with you.
sisters, I am now
Yes. Put that
ministerial.
Roman collar
Oh, what
on.
the hell? Look at this. Woohoo! Did you see that? Too late.
No, you just need your little white collar and you're good to go.
Do not go there.
I'm just kidding.
Who the
He's
heck would
like,
want to be president anyway? You know what? It's like, oh God. I think
no,
what
I
it
was
is,
talking about your priest collar, but I'm
I
like, oh,
think
you're
the
done with
current person who
that
occupies
monastic stuff.
office number 45, that's what they're calling him. They don't even
Yeah.
call him the
No,
president, is
45.
that he's mad because he's actually got to do real work. It's like, oh, I don't want to show up. I want to go to Palm Beach and golf. No, no. I'm going to fly back and forth. It's
No, I
like,
did see the one where he's, yeah, I had a nice
it's
life
not
before all
fair.
this. He said
How
that.
dare
I
you?
saw that one time.
I need another gold plated toilet seat. And so And so,
I had a nice life before this.
um, but as we were talking about with Jane and Kathy, a beautiful inauguration dinner, our own, of showing up here, and the weather decided to say, "Yes, we love you." Have it
We
cold
got to
weather.
sit at the round
Yes,
table.
it was the round
It
table.
was majestic.
Yes, I can hear the violins now because it was Little Venice. Thank you, Little Venice, for a wonderful meal. And this is not a plug. So, if you guys are going to activate a paradigm of divine abundance, that means that you are going to be using a reference, not that you've known. When we say 1,000 systems, it's all about these things about abundance, we mean it because there's all these people and it's such an overused word. That's why we're removing all the words as much as possible, and therefore it takes a reference. My notes look like these things. They're really scribblies and they're kind of funky, but there is a lot of cosmos in here. Like, for instance, one of the things we're going to talk about is this is cute. It's called the When Self. WHEN, self. And we're going to talk to you probably on Saturday, which is the first actual in depth broadcast of this subject matter of the introduction of the power of abundance. And that is the when self is when are you? So if you're not in the present moment, or you're in the future, or you're in the past, then you are not accessing the power of God because the power of God is in the moment. There's a time when you can get to the place where you can be in the moment, which starts stretching out until it basically becomes eternal. Eternal is such a relative term, is it not? Change is eternal, I've noticed on this plane. Thank goodness, because who'd want to keep watching the same I Love Lucy rerun of broken consciousness time and time again?
In purgatory.
Yeah, it's purgatoric. And so, yes, I did invent a word that doesn't exist, so just deal with it. And so, all right, so also, you guys know what the
Purgatoric.
still
How
point
are you
is, right?
feeling today? I'm feeling very
Purgatoric.
purgatoric,
Yeah,
man.
this is
I'm
purgatorial.
neither
Yeah,
there nor
this is
there. I'm kind of right
purgatorial.
here.
You know, we were on Earth and we fell on down. Well, look
I
at
took.
this thing that you got today.
Oh,
Oh my God, if you guys could
yes.
see this is the Holy Order of Rebecca.
Yes, and it was so cute because I got a gift from
It's a
Kathy,
gift from
and
Kathy.
it's so cute to get something unique. You know how you know
Okay.
how okay.
Now,
It's not that it's not nice to open up Bath and Body Works or anything cute like that, or
oh, can you
a
guys hear
crystal.
Rebecca
Or crystals are kind
okay?
of meaningful, but just anything like that, or a shirt or something. I mean, I got an
What?
antique, and
How
I'm
did the
wearing
phone
it.
hang up? Oh God.
And this antique is from a place called, what was it? The Order of Rebecca,
Oh, I gotta.
right, Kath? The Order of Rebecca. The,
Is the
and
phone
it's spelled just
working?
like my name. So I attracted this to me for a reason, which I haven't quite figured out yet, but I will delve into that. Maybe a little help from Abraham.
And what's interesting is that it is an antique ring. Then there's an Order of Rebecca, spelled like Rebecca. Isn't that trippy? um, okay, okay, the phone's working now. Thank you, God, for me having to not get on the sound man's case, which is me, about something that I might have not done. So, um, this abundance series then is going to delve into this process based upon the references of the divine. The divine references that we use is that when are you in the present moment is basically, if you get into the present moment, then you can start accessing these other realms. The other thing to consider is where you guys know what the still point is. Kartron talked about still point in 1994. And so when Angel Ariel of the Cellular Memory Healing Group talked about the 6 degrees of still point, I was very excited because the still point is the cosmic point within you where the whole universe is available. And so it's like this thing to where you can be off of your still point in 6
Yes.
different directions.
Yeah, if you're
Could
too
you
left.
explain that, please?
Yeah, if you're too left, you're too much into your feminine side, and you might have really good creative issues that you're developing, but you just can't manifest them no matter what you're doing.
In the feminine?
Yeah,
The
you
left
can't
side.
bring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see the still point being the universal
So
point in the center where you
yeah, if
cosmos is
you're leaning
available.
left, so then if you're leaning right, You're more in your
It's
masculine
more
side, and you're like a
ethereal.
bull in the china store. You have so much energy, but you don't have anything created to do with that energy. So what
So
good
that's
is that?
material.
Yeah. So that left or right, if you're too far in either here or here, and then if you're too far up like me, you're a space cadet and you're trying to bring all that down here and you're ungrounded. And then if you're too far down, you're too earthbound, so you aren't in touch with your soul or God or spirituality. You're just more about the third dimension. So that's down. You're way too grounded, which um, in this line of work, you don't meet too many of those. But and then if you're too forward, you're stuck in the future that's not even here yet, that doesn't exist. Not that we don't have to create and visualize, but and then if you're too backward, you're stuck in the past.
Now, there is another concept that I'm getting in this moment, and that is you can be in the moment whilst having the future manifest by being in a synchronistic relationship with the cosmos, connected with that which are basically the engineers of your destiny. So then you have this serendipity, this flow that you can create, and this is part of how you engineer your own destiny. So literally, you become a co-creator and an engineer of the life that you are meant to have, and you basically do intentional destiny. This intentional destiny process then makes you a co-creator of your own possibility of the highest nature of why you're truly here. So this abundance, we are going to be talking about what is the definition of all this. On Saturday, we are going to get into these other things, but there's so many cool things about it, such as um, the different kinds of abundance that I looked at was, and as you see, I have the soul of abundance, the nature of abundance, the spirit of abundance, the abundant self. And so there's 5 weeks. Each one is a subject matter. First introduction on a Wednesday, and then a Saturday, or the last one is a Sunday of the soul, which is a universal connection. So if you guys use these references, basically using the sight and the mind and the hearing consciousness of God, then you can tune in and you're no longer relegated to the trappings or the limitations of material perception. This is very important because if you get into that sympathetic flow with the universal consciousness, you're not losing your identity as self. You're actually gaining who you truly are as a creator God.